Hello and welcome back to our video commentary about the first South American Online Festival. Now we will look at the second set of boards of 14 boards from the quarterfinals. And Chagas is still facing the Brazilian team composed by players from São Paulo and Rio Grande do Sul. That's why the name of their team is São Paulo SP and Rio Grande do Sul RS. And we have seen in the last video that the Chagas team lost 5 imps, if I'm not mistaken, in the first set. But in this set, it gained a significant advantage of 28 imps. And if we look at the Traveler, lots of interesting boards and swings for us to analyze. So this will probably be a long video. And remember, I don't look at the boards beforehand, so I don't know what we'll face here. And let's look at this board 1. North opened a normal 1 club, 1 diamond by east, 1 spade by south. They don't play weak jump shifts in competition, and so this 1 spade is the only choice that south has. Double by west was alerted, but it's probably something like hearts and diamond tolerance. What it says is not penalty. And North rebid his clubs and South rebid his spades, and there they were. And 2 spades. Looks like he'll lose only 2 spade tricks and 3 or 4 diamond tricks. It's easier to count winners. They have 3 hearts and 4 spades or 7. It looks like 1 down. Let's see if our expectations were borne out. There is planning on roughing a diamond here, but the defense, of course, shifted to spades. And West cashed the ace of diamonds before you get any kind of throw in. King of diamonds and probably a diamond rough. Yes, here it is. And so now this is trick number 6 for the defense, which means that, as we expected, 7 tricks for north-south and 6 tricks for east-west. So where did this swing come from? 2 clubs, double down 3. The other hand. So north open 1 club, which can be only 2 cards. 1 diamond, 1 heart. This is a style, I suppose, I cannot be sure, of course. I haven't spoken to these players, but I suppose that they are playing a system in which North's bid can be used with any balanced hand, even longer in diamonds, that is not in range for a no trump opening. So a hand, like let's say 4 diamonds and 2 clubs, or even 5 diamonds and 2 clubs and 5-3-3-2, can open 1 club, which is basically a no trump bid, not in range for the no trump opening bid, or a natural club opening. And so this transforms the 1 diamond opening into an always unbalanced bid, meaning either a 3 suitor or a 5 card suit. I think that's what they're playing, but let's see what develops here. 1 heart is a transfer to spades, and when North rebid 2 clubs, South passed with a void, which is, I would say, reasonable, not forced, but reasonable. But I wouldn't agree that passing over a double would be reasonable. I think that he should have retreated to his spade suit, and I probably think that he should have retreated anyway, even before the double, as happened at the other table. After all, it's not guaranteed that the partner has a void in your suit. You know that you have a void in his suit, but not that he has a void in your suit. And there's no reason why his club suit cannot be worse than your spade suit. And so when good opponents double you into clubs, that should be a sign that perhaps you should take it out. And in two clubs, the defense, it's easier to count the defense as tricks. The defense can make 4 club tricks, and 2 diamonds are 6, and 2 spades, no, only 1 spade, 7, and perhaps the 4th heart as well. So that's the main battle. It's in trick 7 and trick 8. The 7 of hearts was led, small club to the 8, ace of diamonds, ace of spades, and the 10 of diamonds. That's his suit. You must remember the bidding. So he's thinking that an overruff would be good for them, but it actually is the same. They will always make 4 club tricks. Now, if the 7 of clubs were like the 6, perhaps, it would make a difference, but not as these cards are. So now he still has an exit, and so the 4th heart will be lost to West. So they will make 8 tricks in defense. And so he proved 10 imps to the Chagas team. The next board, we saw that there was a big swing here. 5 diamonds doubled 1100, which is not an everyday occurrence that you see Gabriel Chagas and Marcelo Branco going for that big of a number. And at the other table, they played in 5 hearts. At the other line, also doubled, going down to. So let's see. He's opened 3 hearts, non-full against full. That would be, in my estimate, the minimum opening bid. I would not criticize 4 hearts with a 7 forehand, but 3 hearts. This is a matter of style. These decisions of at what level should we preempt. Many players think differently, and there's a big diversity of views. And so 3 hearts, 4 diamonds by South. What else can we bid? Some players bid that this direct minor suit over calls over a 3 of a major preemptive opening bid already show 2 suitors. Show diamonds in a major, in this case, and 4 clubs would show clubs in a major. And if you have a long minor suit at hand, you would just bid 5 of your suit. Not a big agreement to have in this hand, but I don't think these guys play this way. I think they're bidding naturally here. And so 4 diamonds by South, 4 spades by North, 5 clubs by South. I don't know if this. I think his 5 clubs is the best fit, of course, even though they're very horribly breaking for North-South. But South did not have the confidence that the partner did not have something like 3 clubs and 1 diamond, in which case playing diamonds would be much better. So what they needed here was some tool to untangle 6-4 distributions, to show 6-4 distributions, and they didn't have that. So I would say that the North-South actions were aggressive, but not clearly wrong, apart from the result. In a way. And so what should happen in this contract after a hard lead, which is reasonable? I think North-South can always end play East-West in a way to not let him make all three clubs. But let's see. Ace of hearts, ace and king of diamonds. And now he knows that diamonds are breaking horribly. Spade to the king, heart to king, pitching a club. Heart roughed and over roughed. He has a spade loser at his end now, the West. He should have pitched a spade, probably. But, yeah. And the Clara has the rest. Okay. And what happened at the other table to getting 5 hearts doubled? 3 no trumps is a strong 4 of a major opening. And perhaps this was misjudged by Diego, because it led Miguel to trying to make an 11 trick contract. If Diego had opened 4 hearts, and I don't think that his hand is particularly strong, perhaps with an ace of spades rather than a king, or the ace of hearts rather than a king, I would agree with his evaluation. But it's easier to disagree when you see all the cards, of course. So what happened here was that they were going to the same terrible spot, and 4 spades is also very bad, of course. But then West decided, on the strength of the 3 no trump bid, to risk 5 clubs for the lead on the way to 5 hearts. And if he could have doubled 4 spades, either of them, I don't think they usually play that a double means an interest in bidding, not in defending, in the direct position. So a double by East over 4 spades, in many situations they played like that. I don't know if after the penalty double of 4 diamonds it would still be the same. If not, if it would have been a penalty double, then East should have doubled 4 spades, which is not free of risk, of course, but he has nice spade cards, and partner did double 4 diamonds. So subtle things that lead to a huge swing. Next board, 1 heart by North, very weak, but it's in third in hand opening bid, and non-full versus full, meaning everybody would do it. It's a standard opening bid in that position and vulnerability. East doubled, South supported, West bid 3 diamonds, normal bidding, perhaps a bit pushy because the Queen of Hearts is not pulling its full strength, but normal anyway. You don't want to defend against 2 hearts. And East risk 3 no trumps, and doesn't look like it will be very good for them, not with the Queen of Hearts on side from north-south's point of view. So a heart lead ducked, and so the defense is now already set to make 4 hearts and 1 ace and 1 king. But the Clara has time. If he had led a diamond now, South, oh no, South just pitched a diamond. Wow, that was an interesting trick. South should not have pitched this diamond, of course, because this was the second stopper. And East certainly should have played the Jack of Diamonds, because basically, why not? Even if you lose to a singleton ace king, which is the main risk that he has, it's his best shot. Losing to singleton honors is always less likely than playing for them to be long. Okay. And at the other table, same start, but West passed, waiting for East to reopen with a double. Probably better judged, but then East pushed hard anyway, but at least they were playing from the other side of the table, which is much better for them, as we can see. And so a club ducked to the 9. He knows that he doesn't have enough time to establish diamonds, so his best hope is to get both clubs and spades 3-3, and he was one card away from that. But he'll make 2 hearts, 3 spades, and 2 clubs, 7 tricks rather than 6, which is why he won 2 imps. 3 imps, actually. 1 less under trick. So here another matter of under tricks. 1-0 trump in 4th position. Pass, all ordinary passes. Note that South has 10 points, but very bad, and his vol against not, which is a world of difference. And probably most players would not open even in 3rd position with these cards. 1-0 trump by West, 2 diamonds transfer, 3 hearts, super accept, nice hand with 4 trumps, and this took the push to 4 hearts. 4 hearts loses 2 spades and 2 clubs and 1 diamond, and might lose less than all of that if the clerk can establish a diamond for a club pitch. So this was the best lead for the defense. He's thinking of hearts. And now a diamond switch. No. So instead of establishing a diamond for a club pitch, he established 2 spades for pitching diamonds. So he lost only 4 tricks. But of course, it's hard to criticize the guy who cashed the satin trick. And imps, this is always a main consideration. Here, at the other table, 1 club. They play weak no trump in this position vulnerability, in 4th position. So he was too strong for 1-0 trumps. 1 diamond, which is hearts, 2 hearts, which is that was an interesting auction because 3 hearts was not invitational, and then West did 4 hearts on his own. So it was either a very unorthodox evaluation or re-evaluation by West, or some misunderstanding. So they reached the same bad contract that was reached at the other table. And here the lead was a diamond, and so Declare has an automatic pitch for the club, and he'll lose only a diamond, 2 spades, and 1 club. Yeah. So, but if this is so, why? No, North was too smart to fall for that. But still, 9 tricks. Doesn't look like a swing. Well, doesn't matter. We extracted all that we could from this board. Next one, 3-0 trumps, going down 2 and 4 hearts going down 1. So let's see what's going on. 1 heart, 1 no trump, which is the Brazilian spade. The flip side of the coin, 1 no trump is 5 or more spades, because we invert, most of our partnerships invert. 1 spade and 1 no trump replies to 1 heart. 2 no trumps by East is some kind of game forcing bid, yes. And 3 no trumps, I don't know if they have agreed it. And West doesn't have very good stoppers in the minors, but they probably have some undisclosed agreement about the meaning of this bid. And disclosed to us, not at the table. We don't know how they dealt with it at the table, of course. And a club lead, which was the luckiest lead for North. Diamonds would have been decidedly unluckier. Or if you prefer it that way, very unlucky for Declarer. Club and a club. Another heart to the king and another heart. Getting the bad news. So the defense is already booked for 3 clubs, 1 heart, and now a diamond. Could declare have gone better. He has 5 spades, 1 heart 6, and 2 aces is 8. He has a problem of communications here. He can't unblock spades because they are the entry to the hearts. It's a very thorny problem in no trumps. But in the end, he will lose an extra heart because those very interesting spades have no entry now, and so he will go down to. At the other table, they reach what appears to be the more normal 4 hearts, with a nice 8-card fit after a Gazili auction. Yes, 1 heart, 1 no trump is 5 spades or more. 2 clubs is either clubs or many kinds of strong hands. 2 diamonds shows strength, meaning the auction is now forced to game if he has one of the strong varieties. 3 diamonds means 1 suitor in heart without shortage, without singletons or voids. 3 hearts asks for the range, apparently. 3 spades is a minimum, because it could have been stronger. And so West set the contract in 4 hearts, knowing that partner had 6 hearts and no shortage. Looks a better bidding. And here, conversely, the luckiest lead from this side of the table for the defense is a diamond and a club back. And so the player will now lose 2 hearts and the 2 kings, but nothing else. And so we'll gain 3 imps by that. Now a very big swing, 4 hearts making at one table, going down at the other. These are the stuff that these videos are made of, to verify how did that happen. 1 club by North, 3rd position. 1 no trump, natural overcall. 2 clubs and 2 diamonds. What is that? Puppet statement. So 2 diamonds is forced. 2 spades is hearts. And North doubled to ask for a spade lead, which is was nice of him to do, because a spade lead is much better for the defense. And 4 hearts ended the auction. And so after a spade lead, the declarer can still lose only 2 hearts, 2 spades, and at 1 club. He has to make 4 diamonds, 4 hearts, 1 rough and 1 club, or 2 clubs. So let's see what happened, because this is the table in which it went down after 3 rounds of spades, ace of hearts, he cannot draw all trumps because he will be exposed to a spade when he loses a trick to the club. But that's what he's doing. So this was a clear misplay by Declarer. He should have, after seeing the break, ace and king of hearts, he should have played the diamond to the king and the club up. And if he makes a club trick, it's all over. He will make 5 hearts because he's made a ruff and 4 hearts at the table, 4 diamonds and 1 club. And there you go. Without any trumps out, both North and South knew that they would make the ace of clubs and a spade at the end. At the other table, after 1 club, 1 trump passed 2 clubs, North doubled 2 clubs, probably to request a club lead 2. Passes a club stopper and can have a major, meaning just showing a club stopper. Redouble is, please show me your major, and North still trying to harm their bid 2 spades. Doubles shows I don't have spades, meaning I have hearts, and so they ended in hearts anyway. And they played in hearts from the west side, which was better for the Declarer, but not decisive, because Declarer could always make those tricks, as we saw at the other table. 4 hearts or 4 hearts doubled. Let's see what has tempted one of them to double 4 hearts. Multi 2 diamonds by West. Pass to no trumps, asks and shows strength. South bid 3 hearts, obviously. And North raised to 4 hearts. Less obviously, but still a nice bid. I would say that having support is always, and these kind of high cards is always enough of a reason to raise. So they landed in 4 hearts, which loses only 2 clubs and 1 diamond, with diamonds being 3-3. Let's look at the play, because sometimes something interesting shows up. But Declarer will now draw trumps, and I was about to say he's very sure that the king of diamonds is with East, and he wants to take care of his 4th diamond by losing it, by roughing it. If right now, if they are not, trumps are not 2-2, now he'll try to rough a diamond unless they are 3-3. So technical line by Marcelo Branco. If East had 4 diamonds, now he would be able to rough a diamond, but right now he draws trumps. And at the other table, a similar bidding, but East doubled 4 hearts. It's a difference in styles mostly. Diego is more aggressive than his counterpart. And let's see how the play went. An immediate diamond finesse. And here we are, in a way, playing for the same ending, but a bit less efficiently than as at the other table, because now if East had 4 diamonds but only 2 hearts to the 9, and if here had the jack second, there would be a diamond rough and over rough. But as the cards were, there were no concerns. So 5 imps to the Spurs team. So we have some other nice hands to look at. 2 clubs and 2 hearts. 2 clubs by South and 2 hearts by East. 1 heart by East. Normal, minimum but more normal opening bid. South passed. The inverted spade which does not show spades, even though he has four. He can have 0 to 4 spades. It's just like a no trump response. North doubled. That was a decisive bid in this table. It is a very aggressive double, very non-obvious double, and he hit his partner with a nice 5-card suit, so there was no further problems in the auction after this double. And 2 clubs will lose. He'll make 5 clubs and 2 diamonds. The spades are frozen, so the defense cannot mess with spades without losing a trick there. So at least 5 clubs and 2 diamonds. And perhaps 1 extra trick either in spades. Most likely in spades. So let's see. Jack of hearts lead, 3 hearts cashed. This was a very harmful discard. Now he can make 3 diamonds. And now he'll draw trumps and he already lost 3 hearts and 2 aces, and that's it. So the diamond pitch sealed the fate of the hand, and the spade queen switch made it easier for the player, but he would get it right anyway, because once the ace of diamonds is here, the likelihood of the ace of spades being with the opener is much higher. At the other table, there was no equivalent double by North, which is clearly understandable because that double is very aggressive. 1 heart, 1 spade. 1 no trump is either 4 spades and 5 hearts, or a balanced hand with 3 spades, which is the case in this particular situation. 2 clubs asks about it because if he has 4 spades, he wants to play in spades. 2 diamonds means I have 5 hearts and 3 spades, and so West decides to play 2 hearts. And in 2 hearts, there are 2 diamonds and 2 clubs to lose, but the heartbreak is very favorable. So the declarer has 5 hearts and 2 aces to begin with, and he can establish a further trick either in spades or in diamonds. So 8 tricks is the minimum that he'll make. Ace of clubs and king of clubs. Now 10 of diamonds to North. And there you go. That's the second trick and the second entry. Not that he needs it, but now he can play. He can guess the spades to make an over trick. But he guessed it in a strange way, but he did. Queen of spades to the ace, king and ace, and there's no spades, 9 tricks claimed. Well bid and well played at both tables. Board 11, interesting hand by North. After 2 passes, he bid 1 clubs. East doubled, which is a normal bid, even though some people would stretch to bid 1 no trump. I think with 4-4 in the majors, that's a very bad bid. Double is much better. 1 heart by West, 3 clubs by North, 3 hearts by East, and West with a very good hand for this bidding bid, 4 hearts. And 4 hearts looks a reasonable bid with West's hand, but when you look at both hands, it's not so good. I think that the main reason for this overbid was East's 3 hearts. It's tempting to bid it over 3 clubs, but I think he had, I wouldn't say a minimum, but he had nothing special for his first round double, and North is advertising strength, and so perhaps you should let partner beat three hearts rather than beat it himself. So he basically pushed partner into the game. And there are three aces, or rather two aces, and the king of spades to lose, and a short turn trick to lose also. So let's see. The card still has communication, even though rough and slough can be given here, but has communication both in diamonds and in spades. South doesn't rough anything. At the other table, one club double passed two hearts by West. I would say this is again a difference in styles, but given that they are all of the players here are from the same school of bidding, let's say the Brazilian school, I think that two hearts is a better bid, less normal than the one heart bid at the other table. It really helped them to reach the four heart contract, which is not makeable as we have seen at the other table. But I think it's if you have to reach four hearts, I think that's a better way to do it. Doing it by doubling and bidding three hearts with the East hand sounds a bit of a stretch to me. But two hearts directly from West is not that much of a stretch. It's aggressive, but not unreasonable. North bid three diamonds, which I would prefer it to be a 6-5. I think that with a 7-4 hand, you should emphasize the clubs. And there were four hearts by East. South decided to sacrifice, and that is always questionable. Unless he thinks he's bidding to make opposite a 6-5, but he has a very balanced hand, and his the main weight of his hand, his main values were in the opponent's suit, meaning most likely in partner's shortness, perhaps even void, as proved to be the case. So I don't think that five clubs is a reasonable bid. If we are using that word reasonable to describe actions, two hearts in response to double is reasonable, but five clubs is not. And it was punished by East. And let's see what happened in five clubs. This was roughed, and it always brings some dismay to the opponents to see an ace being roughed with a king on the board, but there's no useful pitch on this king, so no harm done. Ace of diamonds and a diamond. West took the opportunity to push spades through. Perhaps partner had ace queen. Ace of spades and a spade. An ace of clubs. And there you go. Down two. Okay. This trick and another club trick. Next case. Two clubs by North. I wouldn't say aggressive is the word. Is the right word to describe it. With the minor suits is always a bit risky to open two clubs. You can be preempted, as in fact happened. But one diamond has risks of its own. Of course, you can miss an easy game. And what is important in your decision, if you have this hand and have to decide which road to take, is for you to and your partner to be very acquainted comfortable with your two club rebits system. If you can, and I know the systems that Chagas and Branco play, so I know how it would have been if there had been no preempt, and North would have been able to show uh, basically his entire hand. And so it is aggressive because you may get partnered with a hand that makes no game, as was the case. Not actually, because five clubs looks like, with diamonds 2-2 and clubs 3-2, looks like a make. But you don't want to be in that game opposite that hand in south. So let's see how was the play. Two hearts lead, ace of clubs, king of clubs, ace of diamonds and a diamond. Queen of hearts ruffed, and now the cleric can ruff a spade and draw the last trump. Well done. Was it the best play? Well, it's not much that can be done. Perhaps ruff the first heart with an honor, but you'll have to keep it. Nah, it's a silly idea. There's nothing to be done here. And at the other table, the same aggressive opening, four hearts and double by south, meaning I have a very bad hand, and north believed it, and so they were in four hearts. And four hearts will make seven hearts and one diamond. There's nothing to be. There's a possibility of a spade over ruff. Let's see if the defense was up to it. Ten of spades, no. He should have cashed ace king and ace, and then ace king of spades. And this was probably indicated when you look at his hand. These guys are very good players. North is a very good player in particular, as well as the players in East and West. So it's always doubtful to criticize him without knowing what went through his head. And I have already been corrected in some of my comments by Branco and Adriano Rodrigues, and I will post their corrections as commentaries to the YouTube videos at the YouTube channel. But the main point that I want to make here is that looking only at North's hand after this lead, the 10 of spades and the 9 is in dummy. So this is surely either a singleton or a doubleton. I think that North should cash a second spade right now to know the layout of the spades. And then his best shot was not to lead a trump, because if he says two spades and seven hearts to be expected after this bidding, leading a trump is only really useful when he has exactly three diamonds and one club. And he can find that out also. He can play the queen of clubs, assuming expert defense. The queen of clubs should ask for count, meaning I want to know how many clubs I can cash. And so the proper defense in my view is 10 of spades, one with the jack, queen of clubs, south gives count, and when south gives count, now ace of spades, and at this point north can count east for a 7-2-2-2 hand, so he knows that trump is no use, and that the best that he can do is to try for a promotion, and that happened to be the case. And so that would leave east with only 6 heart tricks and 1 diamond, 7, which it would be 800. Nothing to be sneezed at. So that was an interesting hand, and if I looked only at the size of the swings, I would have missed it. Good that I am looking basically at not only at the size, but also if the contract if the contracts were different, meaning I'm not paying much of attention to over tricks and under tricks. Some attention, as we saw in earlier boards, but not much. Okay, last board, one heart by South. Some people would stretch that to a 2-0 trump opening, but I know that Branco in particular is a staunch advocate of opening 2-0 trump as rarely as possible, it being a slam killer bid. Of course, the proponents of the other view, which include Gabriel Chagas, have their points too. But he opened one heart, and North passed, which is conservative but in character. And East doubled, and that I think is a bit too much. I think if you have not a great, you don't have a great hand for playing. You have honors in their suits. You don't have good suits. Your honors are in the short suits as well, and so I would leave one heart alone with these cards. And so he doubled, South redoubled, and 2 diamonds ended the auction. And what would happen to diamonds? Declare will make only, there's no way he can ruff hearts. He'll make 1 heart. 2 diamonds are 3. Perhaps 1 club is 4, and perhaps 2 spades is 6. So it's not a comfortable heart ducked. Heart 1 with the ace. As I said, no way in which he can ruff a diamond. Nice duck by South, by the way, taking out any entries from East. King of spades ducked. I think that was a great duck by North too. It's very hard for West now to play a spade to the queen, as expected. But now South must give up a trick. So you'll end up making 2 diamonds. Only 1 spade is 3, but 2 hearts is 5. Going down 3. Yeah. And at the other table, East open no trump, which is weak, very weak in this case. This should be something like 12 to 14, but he has a very, very weak hand for that. It's not, they don't play, as far as I know, 10 to 12 or something like that. It should be 12 to 14. Doubled by South, 2 diamonds is diamonds, or diamonds in a major, or majors. I don't think he knew what he had. Who cares? And South bid 2 hearts, looking for his own contract, which is probably the wisest course of action, even though 2 diamonds could have been penalized. So they were in 2 hearts, and he got a very bad dummy for him, even though he has 1 ace. But he can still make 3 hearts. 2 diamonds is 5. 2 clubs is 7. And 1 the ace of spades is 8. So it looks like he will make 8 tricks. Ace and king of diamonds and a diamond. King of diamonds ducked. King of hearts ducked. Now he'll try duck the spade. He's trying to enlist some help from the opponents, but they're not that kind of opponents. So he led the queen of club to the queen. That was the most important thing, not really the club to the 10. He led club to the queen and claimed 8 tricks. Well played board altogether. It's a very small swing, and in the final result, 28 imps. 28? Yes, 28 imps of advantage for the Chagas team in this set. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget to visit our webpage at www.thebridgeexperts.com, and also our YouTube channel to know more interesting stuff, analyses, articles, anything bridge can be found at our website. So visit there and enjoy. Bye bye.